What goes down when a 21-year-old state senator's son records, himself trashing a veteran's grave for some stupid TikTok challenge, kicks the headstone and sneers, "Dead people don't care," then struts into Judge Frank Caprio's courtroom bragging, "My dad makes the laws?" This cocky little punk is about to find out the hard way that certain graves are sacred. Certain challenges aren't funny in the slightest. And some fathers choose honoring the fallen over shielding a son who spits on their memory. But what turns this story from infuriating to absolutely soul-crushing isn't just the vandalism or that heartless TikTok video. It's really a grave he violated. What that hero sacrificed and what his own father did when he walked past that very same headstone on his way to visit his own dad's memorial and saw the damage his boy had done, a choice that stunned the entire state of Rhode Island and proved some family legacies are forged in honor, not excuses. Thursday morning, Providence Municipal Court. Kyle Henderson, 21 years old, son of Rhode Island State Senator William Henderson, stands charged with vandalism of a grave, desecration of a memorial, criminal mischief, and cyber harassment. 10 days earlier at Riverside Cemetery, Kyle filmed the whole thing himself. The video exploded. Over 8 million views. Before it got yanked. Riverside Cemetery is the final resting place for countless Rhode Island veterans, one of them, Staff Sergeant Michael Torres, 28-year-old Army Ranger, killed in action in Afghanistan. 2015, his headstone carries his name, his rank, his Purple Heart, his Bronze Star, and the words, "Died serving his country." Every single week, his widow Maria brings their daughter Sophia, who was only 2 when her daddy died, to visit him 10 days ago. Saturday afternoon, Kyle and 2 buddies rolled into that cemetery, phones out. Cameras rolling, hunting clout. They were doing the disrespect challenge, that sick TikTok trend where kids film themselves acting like total garbage in different places just to trigger people and rack up views. Kyle had already hit libraries, churches, restaurants. Now he wanted to level up in a cemetery. His video, posted publicly before cops even called him, shows every disgusting second. It opens with Kyle swaggering through the graves. "Yo, what's good TikTok? It's your boy Kyle, Disrespect Challenge, Cemetery Edition. We about to show these dead people who's boss. Let's go." They stomp across graves, knock over flags, kick flowers, cracking up the whole time. Then Kyle spots Staff Sergeant Torres' military headstone with all its honors. "Oh, jackpot. Military grave. This one's perfect." He walks right up and reads it in a mocking baby voice. "Staff Sergeant Michael Torres. Died serving his country. Purple Heart. Bronze Star." Bro, imagine dying and all you get is this dumb rock with your name on it. Then he hauls off and kicks the headstone. Hard, you hear the crack. The stone splits, visible damage right there on camera. His friends lose it laughing. Kyle throws up middle fingers, poses next to the broken stone. "Dead people don't care, bro. They're dead. It's just a rock in the dirt." One of his buddies actually says, "Dude, that's a veteran's grave. That's kind of messed up." Kyle just laughs harder. Who cares? Veteran, non-veteran, they're all dead. They can't do *T about it. And if anybody's mad, my dad's State Senator William Henderson. He'll fix it. Then he turns back to the camera, grinning. This disrespect challenge is getting wild. If you're watching this and you're pissed, good, that means it worked. Smash that like button. Follow for more content that'll make you want to cancel me. He kicks the cracked headstone one last time. Bam! For the algorithm. Then him and his boys strut out high-fiving. Still laughing like they just won the lottery. They had no idea the storm that was coming that same night. Kyle uploaded the video to his TikTok with the caption, "Disrespect Challenge Cemetery Edition. No respect. Dead people don't care." In just hours, it was already at hundreds of thousands of views, but the reaction? Not the clout he wanted. The comments absolutely erupted with fury. "That's a veteran's grave, you piece of trash. You kicked a Purple Heart hero's headstone? Someone find this kid and ruin him. Disgusting." Shame on you. Veterans groups started sharing it everywhere. Livid. Someone recognized the headstone. Staff Sergeant Michael Torres. Someone else recognized the smirking face. Senator Henderson's son, Maria Torres, was at work when her phone rang. Maria, I'm so sorry, but you need to see this video. Someone destroyed Michael's grave. She watched it in the break room. Hand over her mouth, tears streaming, she saw that punk kick her husband's headstone, heard him laugh. Heard him say, dead people don't care. Saw the crack split right across Michael's name. Saw the flowers she'd left last weekend crushed in the dirt. She drove straight to the cemetery. The damage was exactly as the video showed. The crack cut through his name like a scar. She collapsed right there, sobbing, and called the police. Providence PD opened the case immediately. The idiot filmed it in 4K and posted it himself. They called Senator William Henderson's office, but the senator already knew, and he didn't find out from the police that same Saturday. While Kyle was busy being a clown, Senator Henderson was at Riverside Cemetery, like he is every single Saturday morning, visiting his own father, Korean War veteran William Henderson Sr. Gone 3 years now, he finished at his dad's grave, head bowed, then started walking back to his car. That's when he saw Maria Torres on her knees, crying over the cracked headstone. He stopped. Ma'am, are you all right? Can I help you? She looked up, face wrecked with tears. Someone vandalized my husband's grave. He was killed in Afghanistan. Purple Heart. And some kid kicked his headstone for a TikTok. The senator's stomach dropped. That's despicable. Did you call the police? Yes. The kid filmed the whole thing. He even bragged that his dad is a state senator and would handle it. Something cold crawled up the senator's spine. Maria held out her phone with the video already cued. He pressed play, and there was Kyle, his own son, laughing, kicking, saying the words that will haunt him forever. My dad's State Senator William Henderson. He'll fix it. The senator stood, frozen. His boy had done this. In the same cemetery, while he was 4 rows away honoring his own veteran father, and then used his name as a shield for this filth. He looked at Maria, eyes filling with tears. Ma'am, I'm William Henderson. That's my son in the video. Her face went from grief to pure shock. He kept going, voice cracking. I was just here visiting my dad, Korean War vet, buried right over there, while I was honoring him. My son was desecrating your husband's grave. I am so sorry. Maria couldn't even speak. The senator pulled out his phone and called Providence police right there, still standing at the damaged grave. This is State Senator William Henderson. My son, Kyle Henderson, just vandalized Staff Sergeant Michael Torres's grave at Riverside Cemetery. I'm giving you everything you need. Arrest him. Charge him fully. I will not interfere. Then he did something Maria will never forget. He got down on his knees beside Michael's cracked headstone, put his hand on the fracture his own son caused, and spoke quietly to the stone. Staff Sergeant Torres, I'm sorry. My son dishonored your sacrifice. He dishonored every veteran who ever served. And he dishonored my own father who served in Korea. This will be made right. He turned to Maria. Mrs. Torres, I'm replacing that headstone myself. I'm paying for every repair. And I promise you, my son will face every consequence he deserves. That evening, police showed up at Kyle's house. He was still on TikTok, arguing with people in the comments, thinking it was all still just a challenge. Officer Martinez, do you know why we're here, Kyle? Kyle shrugged, smirking. The cemetery thing? It was just a TikTok, relax. You vandalized a veteran's grave. You kicked a Purple Heart recipient's headstone. You posted it for likes. It's very serious. Kyle rolled his eyes and grabbed his phone. I'm calling my dad. He'll handle this. Officer Martinez looked him dead in the eye. We already talked to your father. He's the one who told us to come arrest. You... Kyle went ghost white. The video kept blowing up. News stations picked it up. Veterans groups demanded the maximum penalty. Senator Henderson released a public statement that left Rhode Island speechless. I am State Senator William Henderson. 10 days ago, my son Kyle vandalized the grave of Staff Sergeant Michael Torres, a fallen hero and Purple Heart recipient. He filmed himself damaging the headstone and posted it online for entertainment. I personally witnessed the aftermath while visiting my own father's grave in the same cemetery. I called the police myself and provided the evidence. I will not defend my son's actions. He will face full justice. And now, 10 days later, Kyle Henderson walks into Judge Frank Caprio's courtroom in jeans and a hoodie, still acting like he's just here for a speeding ticket. He's about to learn that some lessons hit harder than any kick ever could. His lawyer starts mumbling the usual script, youthful indiscretion, social media pressure, kids these days, but up front. Clutching a framed photo of her husband in dress blues sits Maria Torres. Her 10-year-old daughter Sophia is right beside her, little hand gripping her mom's sleeve, and all the way in the back row, silent, face carved with pain, sits State Senator William Henderson. He hasn't told Kyle he's here. Judge Caprio reads the charges, then plays the TikTok on the courtroom screen. Kyle's voice echoes off the walls. Dead people don't care, bro. Everyone watches him kick the headstone, watches the stone crack, watches him laugh, throw up middle fingers and brag. My dad's Senator Henderson, he'll handle it. The only sound after it ends is Maria sobbing. Judge Caprio's voice cuts like steel. Mr. Henderson, you filmed yourself vandalizing a hero's grave for views. You kicked Staff Sergeant Torres' headstone until it broke. You stood there mocking a man who earned a Purple Heart and a Bronze Star. Do you even comprehend how disgusting that is? Kyle shifts in his seat, still half smirking. Your Honor, it was just a challenge. I didn't think it'd go this far. Everybody does this stuff on TikTok. It's content. Judge Caprio leans forward, eyes blazing. Content? You didn't post insensitive content, young man. You physically destroyed a veteran's memorial. You kicked the stone that marks where a husband and father is buried. Try again. Kyle shrugs. I barely kicked it. I didn't know it would crack. And look, the guy's been dead almost 10 years. His family's probably over it by now. He's not gonna know anyway. The courtroom explodes in gasps and angry murmurs. Maria's sobs turn into a wounded cry. Sophia buries her face in her mom's. Side. Judge Caprio's face is thunder, Mr. Henderson. His widow and his 10-year-old daughter are sitting right here. They visit that grave every single week. They have not moved on, and because of you, they now have to see it cracked and defiled. That's the pain you added to their lives. Kyle's eyes dart to the front row for the first time, and the color drains from his face when he sees them. Judge Caprio keeps going, and you kept saying my father will handle it because he's a state senator. You thought that name was a get-out-of-jail-free card for kicking a hero's headstone. Let's ask your father what he thinks about that. Senator William Henderson, please step forward. Every head whips around. Kyle's mouth actually falls open. Dad? The senator rises slowly and walks the longest aisle of his life. You can feel the shame radiating off him. Judge Caprio, Senator, your son used your name repeatedly as a shield. Anything you'd like to say? The senator's voice shakes, but it's iron underneath. Your Honor, 10 days ago I was in that same cemetery visiting my own father's grave, Korean War veteran. While I was honoring him, my son was 4 rows away kicking a Purple Heart hero's headstone and filming it for likes. Mrs. Torres showed me the video right there. At the grave, I called the police myself. From the cemetery. I gave them everything they needed. I will not lift a finger to help him. I will not make a single excuse. He desecrated a hero's resting place. And he will answer for it, completely. Then the senator does something that breaks every heart in the room. He walks straight to Maria and Sophia, gets down on one knee in front of them, and looks Sophia right in the eyes. Mrs. Torres. Sophia, I am so sorry. My son damaged your husband's, your daddy's grave. He laughed while he did it. He said vile things. And he used my name thinking I'd protect him, but I'm not protecting him. I'm here to honor your hero. And to make sure my son finally learns what respect really means. Sophia, voice tiny but fierce. My daddy was brave. He's not just a rock. He's my daddy. The senator's tears fall. You're absolutely right, sweetheart. He was brave. He is a hero. And he deserves honor, not what my son did. He stands, faces the judge again. Your Honor, I've spent 12 years in the Senate fighting for veterans' benefits, for their families, for their memory. And my own son just destroyed everything I stand for. Give him the maximum. He needs it. Judge Caprio doesn't hesitate. Kyle Henderson, I find you guilty on all charges. 90 days in Providence. County Correctional. $3,500 restitution for the headstone. $10,000 fine. 500 hours. Community service at veterans cemeteries only. Maintaining graves and helping Gold Star families. Mandatory. Veterans education classes. You will handwrite personal apology letters to Mrs. Torres, to Sophia, to every veterans organization in Rhode Island, and to all 800-plus families with loved ones at Riverside Cemetery. You will record a reel apology video, not for clout, but for schools to show kids what not to do, and you are banned from TikTok and all social media for 3 years. Court order. Kyle is crying for real now. The senator looks at him, voice quiet but final. You will serve every single day. You will write every single letter, and maybe, just maybe, you'll finally understand some things aren't content, some places are sacred. 4 months later, Kyle finishes his jail time. Those 800 letters wrecked him, reading back stories of the fallen. The sacrifices, the pain he caused. He does his 500 hours at the cemetery, often working in silence while Maria visits Michael's brand new headstone paid for by the senator himself. One afternoon, covered in dirt and sweat, Kyle walks up to her. Mrs. Torres, I can never fix what I broke. I kicked your husband's headstone. I laughed at his sacrifice. I said dead people don't care, but I care now. I learned who Staff Sergeant Torres really was, how he saved his squad, how much you and Sophia loved him. I'm sorry it feels too small, but I'm saying it anyway. Every day, Maria looks at the boy who hurt her so deeply and sees someone different. Kyle, Michael died so people like you could grow up free, even free to make horrible mistakes he'd want me to forgive. Someone who actually learned. So I forgive you. The senator's approval ratings went through the roof. Rhode Island saw a man who chose honor over blood. Father and son are still healing. But it's real healing now, built on accountability, not excuses. Judge Caprio's sentence didn't just punish one spoiled kid. It reminded every single one of us. Social media isn't more important than human dignity. No. Challenge is worth desecrating a hero, and some sacrifices deserve reverence. Forever. Hit that subscribe button if you believe veterans' graves are sacred ground. Like this video if you're glad. Entitlement finally met real consequences, and never forget what Senator Henderson said. Some things aren't content, some places are sacred. Justice served. Memory honored.